Soror Bryant, I wanted to ask you, during your time as a student on the campus of Virginia State University, what made you decide to pursue membership in Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated?
Well, I read about the sorority, its purposes, and some of the activities that I had participated in, and I was interested in being a part of that.
Wonderful. Why did you and the other 11 charter members of the Charlottesville Alumnae chapter deem it important to establish a chapter in Charlottesville?
Well, I give a lot of credit to your mother for that. She suggested it to me, and I thought it was a great idea. And so we moved forward with that.
Wonderful history to know. And that definitely touches my heart.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Mrs. Dennis is one of the main members of my church, and she was so active and participate. She was particularly interested in the young people, and so I just adored her.
It was a marvelous book for me because I had just moved to Charlottesville, and you gave so much history about Charlottesville in that book as you talked about Mrs. McGinnis.
Yeah.
It really was helpful to me, so I appreciated it.
Thank you.
Now this is a book I have of your biography, Memoirs of a Country Girl. And you wrote this in what year? About...
I don't remember.
That's okay, because we know this book as well, because there you were here.
Yeah.
And in fact, I remember when you were the guest speaker at one of the Delta read-ins. Remember that? I think it was at Charlottesville High School.
Yes.
Probably.
And you were the featured speaker there, and it was really wonderful to hear you talk.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you remember.
You've done so much to enhance the, I think, the quality of life in Charlottesville.
Well, Charlottesville's been good to me.
Good.
When I was made assistant principal of Charlottesville High School, I said, oh my goodness.
That was
So Charlottesville was good to me as well.
We appreciated your role in the community. Now let me switch gears a little bit and talk to us a little bit about race relations when the chapter first started in the late 1960s. I guess this was after Martin Luther King had been assassinated and UVA had not fully integrated yet. So their first class was 1970 when they were more integrated at the University of Virginia. So what do you think about
I
race?
think race relations is wonderful in Charlottesville.
We didn't have any
I
difficulties.
became the assistant principal of the high school, which was a surprise to me. And I think the relations are good.
Okay.
Don't you think so?
Pardon?
Race relations in Charlottesville.
I think that they were pretty calm. There were some incidents, I guess, in the late 1960s when we had massive resistance, and the schools began to integrate. There were some issues then, but basically people coexisted. That's what I would describe it as. But yes, we did have quite a bit going on during massive resistance.
And we know about Vinegar Hill. That was a thriving black community, and now it doesn't exist.
No.
Any reflections about that?
Well, we had a number of black businesses in Vinegar Hill. And when Vinegar Hill went, the businesses went as well, which I thought was not good for the African American citizens in Charlottesville.
Well, you know, we're just so proud that you were assistant principal at Charlottesville. I think very well deserved. So thank you for that.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed that job very much.
In the early years, what were some of the community service
Oh my goodness.
things that you all did?
Can you help me?
Chapel Walk.
Oh yeah, the Chapel Walk. Yeah.
That was
And what else?
shelter for help in emergency.
Yeah.
I'm very, very proud to be a native of Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm thankful for the service and learn to be service oriented to give back. I'm thankful for the love of my town and my sorority.
You think about your years in the sorority, and you think about chartering the chapter. What advice would you give to Charlottesville Alumnae, the chapter, and what would you give advice to in terms of sorors, in terms of moving forward and keeping the chapter successful and viable in the community? What would you like us to know as we go forward?
Well, Delta has always been active, and I think that's a good thing to say about the chapter. We've been active, and as I said, Bernadette's mother and I, we sort of pushed things and kept things going, and I think we were rather successful there. I miss my friends still.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
The sisterhood has meant a lot to you.
Oh, indeed. No question about it. And I was happy when my daughter became awesome.
Isn't that beautiful? Yes, yes. To pass on the lineage.
Pass the lineage on.
Pass the lineage on. Are there words that you think of when you think about that sisterhood that are still endearing to you when you think about the value of the sisterhood?
Oh, well, love, one thing. Cooperation. We feel so supportive of each other. And what else, Bernadette?
I think the main word would be active.
Yeah.
That you got to know that you have to give back.
Yeah.
In order to do that, you have to be active.
Right.
It's very involved in community service.